Hello, everybody, and welcome in to another episode of the Bobby Valentine Sports Show. I'm your host, Frank Rampin, alongside Sal Grinstead. So this week, we're going to be making our Week 8 college football picks, starting with Friday night. We're going to go through 10 games, and this weekend is an absolute banger in college football. 4 ranked matchups this weekend. That's pretty much as you can get in a single college football weekend. So just absolute bangers all throughout the week, and we'll start on Friday, Sal. Let's do it.
Yeah, before we get into it, I do want to remind everybody of our records. Right now, we are both 16-4, so absolutely crushing it. If you think you can do better, come join us and we'll see what's up.
That's right. Get us on game day, baby. Come on.
Yeah, come join us. We'll start it out with the Friday night game. You know me, man. I love Friday nights in college football. Weird things happen every Friday, man. We see it every year. Louisville going on the road at number 2, Miami. What you got on this, Frank?
Oh, Sal, sounds like you're doing something crazy here. I think that Miami might be the best team in the country. This Louisville team's played very, very well. I like the Canes here. I'm taking Miami. You?
As much as I want to go Louisville because crazy things happen every Friday, and Miller Moss slings the rock. I think Miami is just too good. I think Carson Beck's too experienced to lose a Friday night game. Not that he had very many of them in the SEC. They don't play Fridays very much. And it's in Miami. If it was in Louisville, it'd be a different story, but I got to go Miami as well.
And do you remember last year, Sal?
Is that the Virginia Tech game on Friday night?
No, last year when Miami played Louisville. They went to Louisville. Remember how that game ended?
I can't remember straight up.
It was also a Friday night game. This was when Miami just started to be like, oh my gosh, Cam Ward, the Canes are back. This is it. They were losing the whole game to Louisville. Cam Ward started to bring them back. Hail Mary, his time expired. Was it caught? Was it not? Was it caught? Was it not? Was it caught? Was it not? And they gave Miami the win.
I do remember that. Yeah. Oh, I want to go Louisville really, really bad, but I can't. Can't
all right, so you both stay with the Canes. I thought you were going to do it there, Sal. I thought you were.
I trust me, I would love nothing more to get upset on a Friday night. But if it was at Louisville, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I can't do it. Can't.
All right, what's next? What do we got?
Yeah, we'll kind of ease into the schedule. I mean, we don't want to freak out with all the crazy games to get going. We'll go to Baylor at TCU. Always a great rivalry. They actually call this the Revivalry. So they got their own little name over there. Going to be a shootout. I only really add this one in there because you're probably not going to watch this, but it has the ability to be one of the greatest games of the day, score-wise, intensity. It's just going to be a great game to watch. I think Baylor is going to win this game. But, man, you never know in this game. But I got Baylor.
I think I'm going to go TCU in this one just because they're at home. And you mentioned maybe everyone's going to watch this game. You should be.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you see the total on this game, Sal?
If I were guessing, the over-under is probably around 70.
65.5
Yeah.
is the total in this game. That is an insane number, even for college football. In the Big 12, that's even an insane number. These two teams, it seems like they always play a crazy game against each other. And I feel like a lot of the time it's either a Thursday, Friday night during the week, like a random game. So I like TCU in this one. Give me the Horned Frogs, big bounce back game after kind of a couple lackluster weeks.
I actually might throw a lot of money on the over hitting, no matter what the over-under is, because I could see this game being a 48-45, 51-42 kind of game. It's going to be wild, absolutely wild. So if you have another screen and another chance to put it on, I would highly recommend.
All right, let's keep going, Sal. What else we got?
Next game we're going to kind of jump you into is Texas Tech at Arizona State. This is a tricky game. Texas Tech's off to one of the greatest starts they've had in program history. Arizona State's coming off the loss against Utah last week, which was a bad loss. This is at Arizona State. I think Texas Tech's defense is too good to lose a game like this. I mean, they have so many more big games coming up. They can't afford a loss here. So give me the Red Raiders.
Is Sam Levitt playing? Do we know?
I haven't heard anything on it right now, but obviously he didn't play last week, and they got shellacked. So if you're a Sun Devil fan, you better pray he is in that game.
And, I mean, they did win a couple big games there last year. They won that massive game against BYU, obviously, that put them in the Big 12 championship game last year. But, No more Scattaboo for this Arizona State team, who was basically that whole offense last year for a majority of the time. So I think I'm going to have to go with the Red Raiders here as well, the most dominant Big 12 team by far so far. And Texas Tech is the only team in the country that has not trailed for a second all year.
It's crazy. And I believe Baron Morton's he's still banged up too, isn't he?
He's banged up. So we don't know about Sam Levitt or Baron Morton in this game. And you know how college football goes. It could be 10 minutes before game time we find out.
Yeah, and if both of them miss the game, it still favors Texas Tech. Will Hammond has a little bit more experience. I know he's a freshman, but he's been into a few games already this year. He had the big
He's
one.
played well.
So, yeah, I got Texas Tech no matter what the circumstances are.
I'm with you.
The next game we're going to get you into here is Oklahoma, number 14, going on the road at South Carolina. This is a tricky game because we do know John Mateer. He's all banged up. He was bleeding last week. South Carolina, they've underperformed all year, but you have to think at some point this team is going to have a statement win. I mean, that's just what you have to believe. Lenore Sellers is good enough to win some of these games. But if you're OU, you cannot afford this loss because your next 4 games are against top 16 teams. You cannot afford to lose at South Carolina, who's underperformed. And with that being said, you got to go with the Sooners here.
Yeah, I mean, last week I did not like what I saw, honestly, from Oklahoma, but it just makes me think that they brought back Mateer way too soon. He just didn't seem like he had it all. Like, he also looked very rusty in that game, like bad decision, interceptions. Beamer ball, they always have great special teams down there in South Carolina. They play good defense, but this Oklahoma defense, I think, is just going to be too much. The South Carolina offense still hasn't really figured it out all year, so give me Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see a world where this is an upset. I mean,
for sure.
No doubt about it. It's going to be such a good game to watch.
Hey, if Mateer gets in trouble and they hear Sandstorm going after that third quarter, could be a problem.
Oh yeah, and we might as well just stay in the SEC here. We got number 16 Missouri going on the road at Auburn, who had a really good chance to upset Georgia last weekend. This is a 3-3 Auburn team and arguably the best 3-3 team in the country. Jackson Arnold's playing okay. He limited his sacks last week, only took 1. Missouri is obviously really good. They had a chance to win against Bama last weekend. But, I mean, this is going to be a tough stadium to play in. They're going to sell out. It's going to be rocking. And Auburn is better than 3-3. They're going to win this football game, and they're going to remind everybody in the SEC that they still can compete, even if their record's not showing it. They're 0-3 in the SEC, and they're going to get their first win this weekend.
I think I'm with you, Sal. I always hear this. Always sticks with me. Nick Saban always says that this place is haunted. Always crazy games against ranked teams. Whenever Auburn isn't really a very good and they play a ranked team at Jordan-Hare, something wild always happens. Like kick 6, the Gravedigger. Obviously, they lost that game, but crazy play. Like last year, they had a 7 overtime game against Texas A&M, which I thought was going to propel Texas A&M to make the playoff, but they lose the game off the drop. Just a wild games happen there, so I'm going to go with Auburn there too.
Wow, look at us. You can remember the game too. I believe it was against Ole Miss with the pass and it hit off the Ole Miss's.
No, it does Georgia,
yeah.
And that was the week before the kick 6 or 2 weeks
hit
before.
Off his pads and then caught for a touchdown to win the game.
It's like 4th and 25. Yeah,
absolutely absurd. I mean, if I was a player, I would not want to go into Jordan-Hare. So.
Hell no.
Yeah. Give me Auburn. Another fun game we got here is the Holy War. Number 23 Utah going on the road at number 15 BYU. If you remember this game last year, it was at Utah and it was crazy, absolutely crazy. I'm going to let you lead the way on the Holy War.
I remember last year the Utah athletic director was losing his mind. He lost it. He got fined so much money for what he said after that game. That was crazy. One thing I will say about this game, Sal, I know we have a top 10 matchup in the SEC where game day is going, but the whole state of Utah is going to be shut down for this game on Saturday. It's going to be going nuts. I kind of think game day should have went to the Holy War. Like, when was the last time the Holy War was a top, like number 23 versus number 15, this much stakes on it? Like, I don't know. This doesn't happen so often. There's going to be a lot of energy in that stadium, in that whole state. Honestly, it's going to be crazy. I like Devin Dampier and the Utes. I think they're going to go in and win. I like this team. They ground and pound you. They play great defense. And Bear Bachmeier, true freshman, this is going to be a biggest test he's ever had so far in the Holy War, his first Holy War. I'm going to go with the Utes.
Yeah, I like that. Utah is actually favored right now on the road. BYU is just continuing to win no matter what. But I mean, I agree with you. If Utah can get the ground game going early in the game, I mean, you saw it last week against Arizona State. They passed the ball 12 times and had 6 rushing touchdowns. I mean, how do you stop that? I mean, they could tell you what they're going to do, and they're still going to run you over. And if you want to stop that, that's fine. Devin Dampier can get out of the pocket and he can create things. I think Utah is going to win this one, and their Big 12 odds to win the championship is going to skyrocket. I got the Utes. EJ right here again. We got number 20 USC at number 13 Notre Dame. This game is crazy implications for both teams. We said when Notre Dame was 0-2, they have to win out. They have to win their schedule, and you need help with one of the teams you're playing to find a way to get in the rankings. And USC did that by beating Michigan last week. They're now ranked. This could be Notre Dame's one ranked win of the year, and they're going to need it. They're favored big right now, 9.5. I don't necessarily love that. I think this USC team is really good. Their one loss was to Illinois, which was a wild game. But I think Notre Dame's going to find a way to win. Going into South Bend is so difficult. So I got the Fighting Irish.
Yeah, this game probably has the most stakes, the highest stakes of any game this weekend. Obviously, like we mentioned how Notre Dame they have to win this game. They don't have a choice but to win this game. USC kind of too. Like if they don't win this game, there's probably like a less than 1% chance they're going to make it as well. So USC and Notre Dame, this is kind of an elimination game. I guess that's not really a thing anymore in college football this early, but it is now. And like you said, this Notre Dame team in South Bend, defense, running the game, running ball, I think USC is just a little bit too flashy. Obviously, they played really well against Illinois, but how did Illinois beat them? They just pounded it right down their throat, and I think Notre Dame's going to be able to do that. And maybe, just maybe, Navy can get ranked for Notre Dame too to play them in the future, but This is definitely the biggest game on Notre Dame's schedule. They got to win this game, and I think they will.
Navy is undefeated. They are getting some votes. I mean, they got the ranked win last year. I believe it was against Army.
They played Navy and Army when they were ranked last year.
Was Navy ranked? Navy was undefeated, I believe, actually. Hopefully, the Army-Navy game this year is just as awesome as last year. But we'll get into that in week 14. So another fun game here. I mean, I feel like anywhere you want to look in the SEC, it is just a stacked weekend. They have, 3 ranked matchups going on, and then so many ranked teams going on the road in difficult places. And this is a ranked matchup, and you're going on the road, which is now a new difficult place to play in Nashville. Number 10 LSU at number 17 Vandy. What you got, Frank?
This game is going to be awesome. This is at noon, right? Yeah, this is noon. I can't wait to watch this game. This game's in Nashville. This is going to be awesome. Number 10 LSU. So we've been talking about this. I've been mentioning it for the last couple of weeks. LSU's offense has not looked very good at all. At all. Their defense has looked unbelievable. But Diego Pavia has played solid games against solid defenses. Like, he played a good game against Alabama. He turned it over twice in the red zone, and that kind of defined the game. I kind of think Vandy's going to be able to play with him. I think Vandy's going to win this game. Vandy's defense is going to do just enough, and Pavia puts him over the edge. Give me Vandy.
Wow, that was going to be my big pick of the weekend, was Vandy over LSU. I thought you were going to go LSU's way.
Once I looked at the schedule, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever it was, I was looking at this game, and I was like, oh, this game's at noon in Nashville. I love Vandy. That was like my first thought.
There could be a chance there might be 2 field storms in Vandy this year. And, dude, they're not, like we say it every week, they're not your grandfather's Vandy. They're not your dad's Vandy. They're not even our Vandy until last year.
Yeah.
And LSU, they haven't looked great once all year. You can't say they've had one game where they just played a complete football game. I mean, they looked good against Clemson, who at the time, oh, wow, what a win. Clemson is terrible. They're 3-3, terrible. This Vandy team, they continue to beat teams they shouldn't beat. And I think they're going to do it again at noon on Saturday. I mean, they're going to do it. They're actually favored right now against LSU. When was the last time Vandy was favored 2.5 against LSU? Probably never.
And against a top 10 ranked team. Probably never.
Yeah, legit. And the party in Nashville is going to keep on going. Give me Vandy.
Imagine if they win this game, like Indiana Vandy winning massive football games. Like, that's unheard of. Like, this is wild time for college football. And it shows that if you have what do I say? A collection of alumni that's willing to put money into your football program, anything can happen. Legit.
Absolutely. I mean, I wish they could do that in Stillwater, but probably not. Oh man, the two best games of the weekend. What's up?
This has been a rough couple years, rough time for our teams right now, dude.
If you can tell, I've just given up. I'm not wearing any of my jerseys anymore. Not wearing my baseball team from last year. I mean, I guess we were just as bad, if not worse than all of them. We only won 5 games last year, so guess everything I like here is going to shit. The last 2 big games of the weekend, man, they are massive for SEC implications, playoff implications, any way you want to look at it. These could be 2 of the bigger games of the year, and always fun to watch. You got number 11 Tennessee going on the road at number 6 Alabama. This game is always crazy. What you got?
And again, I'm going to go back to Nick Saban, the GOAT of all GOATs. He says that Tennessee is Alabama's biggest rivalry. Not Auburn, Tennessee. So, these Alabama players are going to be fired up. I've been loving Ty Simpson as of late. I think he looks probably like him or Mendoza look like the best quarterbacks in college football to me right now. Dante Moore's been great too, but I think Ty Simpson looks like a pro quarterback. I like Alabama in this one. Tennessee's offense has been great, but give me Alabama, especially in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, this is going to be an unbelievable game. It's a 7:30 kickoff, so right when you're about 6-7 beers deep for the day, so you're going to be absolutely loving it. Hanging out with your buddies, just watching 2 teams with probably 15 guys going to the pros on each team. So always fun to watch. I think this Alabama team is a little bit more talented than this Tennessee team. Tennessee can score with anybody in the country, but so can Alabama, and Alabama's defense is better. And I think that's going to be the difference. Give me the Crimson Tide. And I don't know if it's going to be that close.
I mean, I think Tennessee is going to have a good start. If they don't have a good start, I think it could be a long day for them. Or a long night, yeah.
And I believe this is game day right here, the biggest game of the weekend. Number 5, Ole Miss going on the road at number 9, Georgia. And this game is crazy. This game's going to be crazy. What you got?
I've been kind of going back and forth with this one. This is kind of a weird game for me. Obviously, in between the hedges in Athens, that's a tough place to play. We just saw Alabama snap that 33-game home win streak. Ole Miss's offense has been great this year, except last week against Washington State. They had kind of a bump in the road coming out of their bye. Man, Lane Kiffin wants to win this game. He's already talking shit about Kirby, calling him fat. Did you see that, by the way?
No.
Dude, they asked him, they said, oh, so Lane, you and Kirby are the 2 of the most energy expending coaches on the sideline during games. How many calories do you think you guys burn per game? Like, first of all, what kind of question is that?
Yeah, that's terrible.
His response was awesome. He said, yeah, I was in the gym this morning. I walked by the TV and I saw Kirby's press conference. Doesn't look like he's burning too many calories. So, I don't know if you want to be talking shit to Kirby the week of the game. Give me the Dogs, and I kind of think that defense is going to come out swinging. The defense has been bad this year. They're like 110th in the country in sacks. I think that's going to change this weekend. I think the defense for Georgia is going to be the difference in the game. Give me the Dogs.
I like that. Lane Kiffin is maybe one of my favorite coaches in college football.
He's hilarious.
That guy just has a good time no matter what. He's so fun, and his problem's always been he can't win the big game, can never win the ranked matchup. I feel like he kind of disproved that when he beat LSU earlier in the year. But this is a whole different test. This is a coach that has won national championships. You're going on the road to try to beat. This is a team that has experience, and it feels like the only time they lose is when they play Alabama.
Yeah.
I threw out the stats for you last week. It's just absolutely absurd. Kirby Smart's 1-8 against Alabama. He's damn sure not 1-8 against Ole Miss. And it's going to show this weekend. Everybody's kind of forgot about this Dogs team and how good they could be and how good they've been in the past and how good of a coach Kirby Smart is. I don't see a world where they don't win this game and don't go on, rally off the rest of the year and win the SEC championship. Wow. I think they're that good. I think they're the best team in the SEC. I mean, there's been weird things happen. Alabama beat them, obviously, but I wouldn't say any other team in the SEC could go toe-to-toe with Georgia in the SEC championship game and beat them. Give me Georgia.
Wow. And Sal, this kind of just got me thinking. We talked a little bit about the past couple weeks how the consensus is that the SEC incredibly deep, Big Ten kind of top heavy, right? When you look at the top of the SEC, though, you kind of always pick Bama and Georgia, right?
Yeah.
They're kind of in a separate level. So, like, as much as you want to say Ohio State, I mean, in Michigan, not right now, but Ohio State, Oregon, and I guess Indiana right now are kind of in a class of their own. I would argue that Alabama and Georgia are in that same class of their own in the SEC. Sure, I don't want to argue the depth because, I mean, the SEC is deeper. It just kind of is, and those places are incredibly tough to play on the road, especially all of them. But I mean, it's not just like easy for all the Big Ten games, but it is a different thing. But right now, it seems like there is a top of the top, and it's not changing anytime soon.
Maybe that's biased because we went through the 2010s and the early 20s where Alabama won it felt like every year, and then if Georgia didn't win it, it's because they lost to Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the years where Georgia and Alabama are both in the championship. It felt like the majority of the time I've been watching college football, it's been those two teams that good.
Yep.
So I mean, we probably definitely have bias in that.
There's been a couple Clemsons sprinkled in, but like that's it.
Few LSU teams, with Joe Shiesty.
Yep.
But, I mean, this year I can't look at any of them and say they're all better than Georgia. I mean, A&M's ranked higher. I don't think A&M's a great football team. I don't think they're better than Georgia. I don't think they would beat them in the SEC championship. I don't think Ole Miss could. I don't think Oklahoma can. I mean, you can go on and on.
That leads to the point we're talking about here. Like, you look at the two teams in the SEC, or I guess the three teams in the SEC that are ranked above them. One of them's Alabama, and they just have a problem with them, but they always meet each other in the championship. And Texas and Ole Miss, and you just said, I think I would take them to beat both of them too. It's just that. I guess I don't know what I want to say bias, but it's just that pedigree. It's just the you see the name, you see the logo, and it just makes you think something.
You're automatically a little bit scared. I mean, I would be terrified if Oklahoma State had to go on the road at Georgia. It'd be an absolute ass whooping, but I'm not as scared if we got to go on the road at Auburn. I mean, I know it's such a tough place to play, or Missouri. Like, I'm not terrified to go on the road in Missouri. It's different standards. It's different levels. And Georgia and Alabama are the top of the top every year.
Yes, they are. And we're going to see what happens on an unbelievably stacked weekend of college football. Like we said, 4 ranked matchups, a bunch of ranked teams going on the road to hostile environments. It's going to be an unbelievable week. Sal, you got anything else to add?
Yeah, we got 3 undefeated group of 5 teams that are remaining. We kind of do a little rundown on them every weekend. Navy is 6-0. Always love to see the troops getting after it and running that triple option. I mean, amen to that. Memphis 6-0 in the American as well. They're going on the road at 2-4 beat UAB this weekend. So
Trent Dilfer just got fired.
The UAB coach?
Trent Dilfer just got canned, brother.
Wow.
Tough.
Yeah, so that'd be cool to see them go 7-0. One of the best group of 5 matchups of the weekend, which kind of forgotten about teams, Boise State. There's so many implications on the group of 5 playoff team this weekend with UNLV number 6-0 and Dan Mullen going on the road at 4-2 Boise State, the blue turf. Terrifying place to play. Boise State's actually favored a lot right now, so that's going to be a fun game to watch. Can UNLV stay undefeated? Can Boise State kind of find a way to jump back in the conversation?
What's that spread, Sal?
Last I checked, I believe it was like 11.5, 9.5.
Oh,
yeah.
For Boise?
Yeah.
Wow. I guess they really respect that blue turf over there.
I can give you a quick check on it. I mean, UNLV's they're obviously undefeated, but they could have lost a few games. They haven't looked amazing. It's 12.5 right now.
Yeah, they almost lost to Air Force. Air Force missed a field goal at the buzzer to tie the game that would have sent it to overtime. And do you know if Navy and Memphis play this year? Let's take a look at Memphis' schedule. Yeah, last weekend of the season they play each other. Wow, that would be huge.
The American is stacked this year because you also have USF who's in that as well.
So that's next weekend. Memphis is playing UAB this weekend, and then next weekend they play South Florida, and then last weekend of the year, if they're both if Navy and Memphis are both undefeated last weekend of the season, Thursday night game on ESPN. Whew.
Is awesome. Next weekend Memphis at USF? Is that at USF?
No, that game's in Memphis.
I mean, I haven't looked at the slate for next weekend, but what a world that would be if that's College game day.
Oh, wow, you're
It's
right.
going to be a ranked matchup.
But
Saying
there's going to be
saying they both win this weekend.
Sorry,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead. Say that again.
It's going to be a ranked matchup if God forbid they both win this weekend. Obviously,
yeah. But there's going to be a high-profile ranked SEC matchup. And it's going to be hard for them to
every week until the end of the year.
Yep, exactly.
We still do. I don't know if you guys have been checking in, but me and Frank have two teams we picked to go winless. He has his for the year. I have mine for the rest of my life. I don't see them ever winning the football game. But another team that's just kind of hanging around, none of us really could care less about, Oregon State. They're 0-7. They play 5-2 Lafayette, and in a perfect world, they get their first win, and then it's just me and Frank's team left hanging out. Frank has Sam Houston. They lost last night to UTEP, 35-17. So they have now moved on to 0-7. So you've reached that halfway patch. So how are you feeling about that one?
Hey, I'm feeling great, dude. And Sam Houston State, the Bearcats, I can't tell you how happy I am to have picked them because they play every week during the week. So I get to watch them on Thursday, Wednesday nights, just random times during the week. And boy, did they look bad. They didn't convert 3 fourth downs yesterday. And it was just an atrocious game to watch. And 2 games in a row, they almost won. They played a 1-5 UTEP team. It was kind of close. And then they just sold away the fourth quarter. So could be past the toughest challenges.
I know you don't like to scare. I haven't really had a scare yet with my UMass Minutemen. They play 3-3 Buffalo this weekend at home. A little bit worried about it, but if I had to say one thing to UMass, I want to thank you very much for being so god awful, and I absolutely do not enjoy watching your games. And hopefully you can continue to lose so I can win my little bet here. But that's all I got for you.
Alrighty, so that's going to do it for us picking week 8 of the college football season. So every week we're going to have a breakdown for both college football and the NFL, and then a pick segment at the end of the week. So make sure you tune back in for those. I'm Frank Rampin, Sal Grinstead. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. We will see you next week. Peace out.